It's playing right here on Vibes or Radio, where we say nobody can stop reggae. Inaweza stop places zingine, lakini papa hapa the reggae continues. Sweet Sensation, Jesse Royal, bringing us to 27 minutes past 8 a.m. Of course, you're hanging out with the Morning Vibes crew. Combos!
Otada.
Riley.
What's funny?
That's the way you said the Otada, was it?
Otada the beast.
The beast, was it? Hey, welcome, guys.
Panatambua bana.
Kuna swali imeulizwa hapo and I actually want to ask the same question. Imeulizwa na Nyabingi Vini. Big up yourself. Nyabingi mwenyewe anasema now Raila pia amelipwa na president.
Swali nyeti.
Asi wanashinda kwanza hiyo side ya Kenya kwanza unashinda ukisema na UDA. Unakumbuka sale nani Sakaja alikuwa anafanya debate alimention you are a project.
True.
Project. Alafu tena Rigathi alikuwa anasema project. Sana uliza. Since Tuju. Just going off what Tuju said.
It's a good one.
Inamaanisha nini for Rao?
We can only speculate. Lakini you know what Sheila? Jana pia conversation ya Tuju. Nilikuwa nasikimsea akisema there's a politician from Western. Yeye pia alikuwa anataka kubaiwa hapo ivalenda kaji offer ya kwa baba akasema mimi am worth 900.
Muda.
Miss June 9.
Weta. 900
there few, so you can just guess.
900 what?
900 million Kenya shillings.
900 million?
And when the supporters me man.
Now I'm thinking.
These are just fununu guys.
Listen. Now I'm thinking. Right? Since clearly it's for being bought. Which means no ngoja. Unajua mtu anaweza kuja kukuoffer do ataka kukununua lakini you don't know your worth.
Sashila unataka.
Lazima kuerada your worth.
What is your worth?
Wacha tuanzie Riley hapo. Riley. Hapa tunataka kukubai. Sema station nyingine imekuja imesema you mix maze. Nataka uonge complete worth.
What is your worth?
Wewe hiyo ni noma.
Kama
Wacha nitaje.
Pesa utas.
Tuseme mitaka kinde.
Mitakinde ndo?
Hiyo ni 10
million. That's affordable.
Okay.
Any affordable.
Okay. Man like Kev Matara and please.
Na ngoja kusikia hii.
We don't have diamonds to give.
Okay, would you appreciate me? I value myself. 500
million.
Yeah. Sitaki mchezo hii Kenya hii.
Okay.
Mimi najua mali nimetoka. I know what I bring to the table.
Fantastic.
Na wewe yako Sheila.
Mimi nataka a lifetime supply of all the water on the planet. Basically, I am priceless.
I like
Thank you so much.
Hapa sasa.
All right, so we have a scope. Sasa wacheni ufala tukona guest. Listen guys, behave accordingly. Sit up.
Let's prepare.
Ndio yako hapa kwa studio. And of course, guys, like we say every single Thursday, tukona conversation inaitwa A Day in My Life. And today, we've invited Robert MUTHEE to come and share his story from riches to rags. Usually inakuanga from rags to riches, but Robert amesema yake is from riches to rags. Bwana Robert, karibu sana Morning Vibes.
Asante.
Karibia Mike, usiogope. All right, so tuambie Bwana Robert, where are you from?
I'm from Thika, born and raised there. Yes.
Big up. We've just actually had a rapper from the reggae artist from Thika.
Big up into
Sharpens. Big up to Sharpens. So Thika, it's lit, eh? Yeah. So Robert, tell us where the story begins. You say from riches to rags. How did this begin?
Wow. After school, I ventured into photography.
Where did you go to school?
Primary. Or nursery. Okay, primary, Jamhuri Primary School.
Yeah.
Secondary, I went to Senior Chief Koinange High School. Yes.
All right. So
then I went to college, yeah.
Where did you go to college?
Emmaus Bible School. Yes.
Iko wapi?
Kimathi.
Iko Kimathi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you said when you finished school?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I ventured into photography. And that is where I started my journey.
So photography as in wende wale watu washikilia KICC hivi? Alafu natuanga picha.
Okay, mimi niko na chukua photos Thika. So no KICC. Lakini mimi nilikuwa nakuja hapa kupigwa picha.
Na ulikuwa una make do na hiyo photography?
Yeah, photography I started small as a freelance photographer. And in our estate I was the main guy. So naitwa kila mahali. Napiga picha. almost every day there are some people who need some photos.
Yeah.
And in that journey, I graduated to be a videographer. Yes. Now I was doing both.
Yeah. Na kwanza za wedding videography.
Yeah, wedding, all kind of functions. Yes.
And around which year was this?
I started actually in 1994. 1994, I started small. At the same time, I was doing some part-time job at Bidco Oil Refinery.
1994.
Yes.
Robert, I'm going to give you for free. There is someone in this studio. Hakuwa amezaliwa.
You can guess who
Don't
it
point
is.
fingers.
Nilizaliwa January 14, 1994.
Hii biashara ilikuwa inalipa. It was lucrative hizo siku.
Yeah, you see, it was not like today. One photo you are charging 30 bob.
Okay.
30 shilling. You get a deposit of 20, and after you produce the photo, then you get the rest 10 bob.
Yeah. Na hii
Yes.
photo kama mtu hajatokelezea, unajua siku hizi mtu unampiga, for example mtu anasema take me a photo, unachukua simu yake unampiga, alafu anaangalia anasema no, take another one. Sasa hii ni ile time ya film.
Yes.
So hivyo venye umetwanga tu ni hivyo.
Hiyo kitwanga moja ilikuwa imetosha.
So unaniletea tu picha hata macho zangu zinakaa moja inakaa
we were very careful. Tulikuwa tuna make sure tunapiga. Actually digital cameras zimetufanya a bit lazy. You even today using digital cameras.
Yeah.
Where you take several shots kabla ikuwe mzuri.
Hiyo ulikuwa unaambia mtu
statue. But that one you take one and that is it. Yes.
Nakumbuka mzee yake kwambia statue ndio hapo picha. Ti unaongea.
You were the main guy huko Thika.
Yeah.
According to vile ulikuwa unaona hii kitu. You were very big, huh?
You see in photography, what you need to have a very good camera. When you have a good camera, even if you come today, actually people will come for you. So I had a good camera, and the others guys that I met there could not match with what I was doing. So I became very popular. And I was getting job almost every hour.
Left, right, and center.
Yes.
Yeah, for weddings, nini.
Yes. And by that time I was doing part-time job at Bidco Oil Refinery, where I was getting 90 bob per day from 8 to 6. 90 shilling. So when I ventured into photography,
8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes, 90 bob.
Was that good money hizo siku?
It wasn't. But when I went to photography now, 90 bob I was getting maybe in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So I actually ventured full time now into photography, but I took time. I started now full time in 1998. Yes.
So hapa photography inaleta do ulikuwa umejiinua kiuchumi. Hapa sasa ulikuwa na in terms of riches ulikuwa ushafika ama the other things ulikuwa umefanya?
No, now this is a starting point from 94 to 98, struggling in photography, but I was meeting my basics need. Actually the first month ya photography, first month wakati nilikuwa full time, I was able to get 12,000 in 1 month.
Na sasa hiyo ulikuwa
from now 3 you can multiply 90. And I was not getting, it was casual job, I was not getting job every day.
Yeah.
So it was more like almost 5 times what I was getting.
Yeah.
And you can imagine that 12,000 was enough to furnish my new house. Everything from bed.
The value of 12,000 hizo siku ilikuwa.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. And the second month I got that 10,000, and now I continued. Yes.
So slowly you realize that you made a good decision to step out from work.
Yes. And therefore I continued. I could see some other guys doing videography, and I was dreaming one day I also become a video man. And in 2000 somebody gifted me with a video camera.
Wow.
And that is where I started.
Take off sasa.
Yeah, and it was a good one. Actually it was the latest by that time. It was Digital 8.
That's nice.
Digital 8.
Digital 8.
Really wacha kujifanya nika hapo unajua tu incubator.
Your Digital 8, what was the big deal about the Digital 8?
It was digital. The other one were high 8. You see high 8, you didn't have you could not connect it properly through your computer. But the Digital 8, you had a port called Firewire.
Hey.
Firewire.
This was actually it was a consumer digital recording video cassette. So hapo unaweka cassette. Unajua cassette ni hebu ambia.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Really
Cassette
tape.
Just
ni
put it-
TV ya radio.
just
Small
put
one.
it-
Kamili DV.
Ile ndogo.
Yes.
Alikuwa anazaliwa hiyo time, so we have to tell you what a
You know, we have
cassette
to
is.
explain this here.
It's based on the 8mm video format developed by Sony in 1998 hapo.
Yes.
So much are you charging na hiyo digital 8 sasa? Unajua rates ziliongezeka.
Rate ilikuwa 4,500 maybe for a small function like burial.
per hour.
No. The whole day. 4,500 was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And for a wedding, we were going to around 6,000. 6,000, yes.
And you're getting some good money per month now. What are we talking about?
Yes, because almost every, let's say all Saturdays, I was fully booked.
So that's
So you're doing photography, you're doing videography.
Yeah.
You're building your riches, they're coming.
Yes. And I reached somewhere whereby I had, okay, this was maybe from 2010. That is where I started now getting good money. And from 2010, I didn't know what to do with money. So
Hey.
sometimes I used to go for a visit. Actually, 2013, I was able to go to China for a visit, not for business.
just a holiday.
I just wanted to see how
Hey,
China
hey.
looked like. 2015, I was able to go to South Africa. I've gone twice.
Kutembea tu.
Yeah, kutembea.
Kusema tuko njani.
This is from photography.
Yeah, from photography.
Amazing.
And actually, when I was doing photography, I had a small studio.
Hapo
And I
Thika.
was able to add some accessories, the picture, batteries, mini DVs.
Your studio ilikuwa wapi?
Studio iko Thika, Uhuru Street.
Okay.
So most people who are now coming up for photography and video were buying batteries, tapes in my studio.
Okay.
That's why I was able to make a lot of money. Even people could not imagine that I was even getting over $1 million.
Wow.
You see, when you say 1 million, people will think it's a lot of money, because I had multiple ventures. In the studio, I'm doing photography. I'm also doing editing, and the editing. Once you're editing for one customer is 2,500, and I could be able to do like 4 in a day. That is 10 for editing. Yeah, that is 10. You are selling some accessories.
Yeah, ulikuwa na family by that time.
Family, yeah, nimekuwa na family from 2002.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So at that point is where now clearly you are top league, yani middle class.
Living the life.
Yes.
You are rich, yani sasa.
Yes,
Life is comfortable.
Yes, I was driving my vehicle. I didn't have any debt. Yes.
Hey.
And that's a question nataka kuuliza.
Yeah.
At what point do you know now I'm rich?
You can't know. You only know when you don't have now, when you are not in that position.
Oh, when you're not in the position is when you know, okay, I was rich.
Yeah, that is when you know.
Okay.
Because when you are there, you think everything is normal. Yeah, everything is kawaida. Life should be like that.
Especially because uko employed.
Yeah.
Mini pesa unajitengezea.
Yeah, I
So,
could spend like 5K even for lunch and together with my friends, and yet think tomorrow I'll still get another one. Yes.
Okay, so
Interesting.
let me ask you, gentlemen.
Yes.
At what point do you know, like, utajua, okay, hapa niko rich.
Hey.
Nianze na mimi.
Uh-huh.
Mimi mwanze nikiona jo ati niko na keja yangu. Madha kupoa. Yani kila mtu kwa family ako fiti. Andajua yenyewe niko fiti.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me too, I guess. Nikikuwa na keja yangu, I can afford basic things, which means a holiday.
Yeah.
I can afford healthcare, and sina story na school fees ya watoi manze. Yeah, so that's when I think I'll know I'm rich, and I can also buy luxurious items. Kitu kama gari fiti, like a nice Shinde Benzes. Neza buy hapo hivyo pia
Chances are this is how you go broke even before you go rich.
You asked me what's my
Yeah.
definition of being rich.
Yeah. I think
in Kenyan terms.
my definition is sale sina deni. I owe nobody anything.
Wow.
Actually,
I
yes.
owe nobody nothing.
That's
Yes.
actually
Sina gari, sina nini, lakini si owe mtu yote kitu
Yes.
yote. I have a roof over my head. I can buy food, basics.
Regardless
I
of
can
the
get
level of income, bora una deni.
It doesn't matter. As long as I don't owe anybody, no government, no nothing, money, I'm rich.
That's
I
actually
agree.
a good one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is that you also agree, eh?
Yes.
Wewe hauko na deni yoyote.
Siko na deni, hata nilikuwa naitiwa, naingia kwa bank, manager ananiuliza wewe utaki gari tupatie gari.
Ala.
No, umesema uko unalipa rent, you had your own home.
You say yes, I was paying rent actually.
Yes.
Oh, you were paying rent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but rent was,
It was nothing.
like that was one job.
Hey.
I go in the morning, in the evening I have rent.
That's
Yes.
nice, that's nice.
So where did it all take a corner? Because so far tunasikia nimetoka shule and then up and up and up and up and away I'm going, I'm making money, I'm balling. Mabeshte wako hapo walikuwa na enjoy sana hiyo pesa yako.
Sana. Sometimes you don't know when you are actually going up, eh? At the same time you don't know when you are coming down.
Aha.
It's a process. It's a process.
Ulikuwa
It
mzee
goes slowly.
wa kakinywaji?
Hapana. All my life mi sijakunywa. And if at all nimekunywa ni kununuliwa.
On that note, we're going to take a short commercial break because I think our guest needs to understand kukunywa ni nini.
Morning vibes, no negative vibes. Playing music for the rebels. Vibes Radio 104.5.
It's 2:09 a.m. Street Life by Beanie Man. I love this song.
a
When the
fire
streets
one.
is calling, drop tops keep rolling, gonna falling, gonna keep rolling.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing but a street life.
Jeez, street life, man. That, you know, if you're raised by the streets, you know mkono juu.
Wacha hiyo yako.
Talk to it.
Wazazi wanakuangalia. Ulirezwa na street, kwani zetu ulifanya kazi gani?
Hapana bana. You know why I'm proud of being raised by the streets? Because kuna kitu inaitwa street smart na book smart.
Yes,
And I
street
know
smart,
where street
but-
smart can take you.
Street
As a
smart
cat.
bado ulipata kutoka kwa wazazi wewe. Wacha hizo zako. Watu hapa wanasema tu you're raised on the streets. Lakini umeilala nje even one day.
I promise nimewahi.
For real?
Wallahi tena. But
Kisumu?
ilikuwa UG. Haikuwa Kisumu.
You
Ilikuwa
slept
UG.
on the streets of Uganda. You yourself.
Nilikuwa nafaa kwenda kwa hao ya auntie yangu fulani after shule ilikuwa imefungwa. Nikapata
Ametinga.
ametinga and I had no money, nowhere to go. Sikuwa naongea Kiganda, so sikuwa
You yourself,
Yeah.
you slept under a bridge.
mazeni nililala kwa balcony hapo.
Balcony si street. Sinakwambia.
Wewe unajua vile kuna baridi saa 9 asubuhi
Wewe
uko
wacha
nje.
nikwambie kitu. Ile nini yangu iko wapi?
Kevin ni
Leta ile
balcony.
nini yangu, tumpatie kiboko mbili hapa.
Sasa wewe umelala
That
nje
is not
shida.
the streets.
I know what I'm talking about.
Wewe unasema kulala nje, mimi hata nimekesha.
But maybe nilikuwa na duvet.
Hapana, I've never slept on the street, man. I've never slept on the street.
yeah.
But nimekesha. Ile ya tumekaa the whole morning, the whole night ati mko hapo. Hallelujah.
Worship, praise and worship. What?
Ile ya
Hata mimi
kukesha.
nimezipiga hizo.
Shigiribadi nimefanya.
Shigribadi.
Ile ya
Oh, ile
Shigiribadi.
don't imitate the Holy Spirit. It's
I'm
a
not.
sin.
I'm not. I'm
Silikuna
saying-
shake.
So hii ni Holy Spirit. Hii ni
Well,
Holy
unajua
Spirit.
Holy Spirit ikingia kwa mwili mwanzo Sheila. It is actually the biggest sin in the world, imitating the Holy Spirit.
So how
Yo,
watu wenye wanafanya hizi shigribadi kwa church?
those ones are going to hell.
Kevin, do you know even if you say a white lie, you're going to hell?
But if you ask for forgiveness,
Yeah.
you might be
Hata wasi wa
forgiven.
shigribadi wanaweza omba forgiveness.
By the Google your story, yeah? Imitating the Holy Spirit, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Kev. 9 minutes to 9 a.m. Of course, we're speaking with Bwana Robert Muthee. And leo tunaongea juu ya nini? Tunaongea juu ya from rags to riches. He's here to tell his story in his own words. So Robert, kabla we took the break, ulikuwa umetuambia sasa maisha imefika London, umeenda hapa China, South Africa, mabeshte wamekuzunguka, kinywaji inateremka lakini si yenye umenunua. Halafu kukendaje?
Yeah, pia nimeenda UG na Tanzania.
Uliona
Okay, my
Kevin,
story.
uliona Kevin kwa streets? Kwa balcony.
Ni kitambo.
Ni
Sheila.
kitambo hakuwa amezaliwa ama
Ulienda UG which year?
It's around the same time.
Which year? No, I was born. Mimi ni mtu wa kitambo. Which year was this? Ulikuwa Uganda?
Kitambo.
2000s.
Yes.
Because I went to Uganda first 2001.
I told you it was around the
2006.
same time.
Yeah. Anyway, and then so what happened after that?
Okay, you
Yeah.
see my story. There, I think I'm representing a lot of guys. There are so many people I know myself who are even better than I am. It's only that they don't talk.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was up there, I could see this guy were very up. Yeah, they were doing very well. But today, maybe we are the same.
What
right now.
happened?
So I said, when you are going up and even when you are coming down, you don't realize. But when things are now very difficult, things you could afford, you can no longer afford. That is when you know now things are tough.
Yeah.
Like where I was living, I was paying rent even for 1 year,
Yeah.
a single check, and that was life. School, I had no problem. For my 2 children, they were actually educated in one of the best school, maybe in Thika, and I didn't even mind for their school fee. I didn't even realize I was paying school fees
Yeah.
because most of the time that was just one job. You've cleared the fees. At the same time, the school was giving me business.
Oh yeah.
When they have graduations,
You're the one for the cameras.
yes,
Photos.
there for photo, video, and so for school, it was not a big story.
Yeah.
So when you have some money, I was approached by some people. A guy came in my office with 200,000, akawekelea kwa kiti pahali,
Ionekane.
sijui alikuwa anafanya nini. Me, I was very busy editing. By that time, mind you, I didn't have any debt. Sikuwa na deni yoyote. Mtu akahesabu pesa pale. Then akaniambia, sinikupea hii 200k, utanipatia ikiwa 240
Yeah.
in a month. I don't know what happened to me. To be very honest, I didn't need that money. Kaambia sawa. Akili yangu iliniambia, if I take niende ninunue some accessories again, then I'll get my profit and even pay.
To expand the business.
Lakini at the end of that 1 month, in term of cash, I had 180. And the guy came and told me, now the 60, another month, now you'll pay 72
with interest.
I can remember very well that I felt very disturbed. I advertised my car because I didn't want debt, and I sold my car to clear off the debt. But before I sold my car, I went to another guy, asked him to borrow so that I clear for this, so that I buy time. So by the time I was clearing the debt, I didn't have a car. And now it started small. Another guy came with an offer, pyramid scheme.
Oh my God.
That I need to put some money somewhere. I'll be getting money. And I saw it was a good deal. Sasa nikawekelea. You see, the problem with that kind of an arrangement was wasting my time. Mostly, the system was not bad, but it was taking all my time because I was promoted, whereby I was teaching now others how to join the group.
Yeah.
You see?
Pyramid schemes, the worst.
So most of the time, when I'm supposed to edit videos, I'm not editing. I'm busy somewhere telling people, now you can also join.
Busy
because the more
pyramiding.
people come, the more you are going to get money.
Hizo vitu bana.
So it happened like that, and by the time you realize you're wasting all your time, umeanza kupoteza hata customer. When you give me video, I was actually editing it the same week. I shoot your video on Saturday, by Friday you have your video. But since now I'm using most of my time teaching others people about the group, I could even take 2 months before I deliver.
Damn.
So when you see, people are the same guys who go to committees. So they say that guy is good, but he's taking forever to edit your
Lazy.
video. So you start losing customers.
Yeah.
By the time you realize you are losing customers, everything is now going wrong.
Yeah.
That is a time unakuta sasa deni, you're not even able to pay your house rent. And that was not even enough. I joined even another one.
Oh my God.
Another pyramid scheme.
Yes, that one looked very smart. It was even better than the one I was. Because that one you are putting 220,000. one account.
Hey,
And you're promised 17,000 every Monday.
ukaingia hiyo box.
Every Monday.
Na
for
ulikuwa
1
unapata?
year. Of course, mimi hata ndio niingie. A very wealthy person came and introduced me to the group. Kaniambia wewe ingia. That person was a multimillionaire, so you could not doubt ati huyo anakukona ama anakuambia nini. Nikamwambia mimi sitaki. Akaniambia no, you must join. So akaniambia what you are going to do, I'll pay for you. Akalipa.
Deni nyingine.
Akalipa, akanilipia. Akaniambia wewe acha nikuingize, get into the system. Every Monday when you get money,
Pay me back.
So nikaona I have nothing to lose. I joined. When I got to the first payment here Monday, I knew now this thing is working. Now I started putting my money.
Your savings, your
Yes,
investment.
because when you're getting 17 by putting 220 and you're getting 17,000 every Monday, if you put another one, you'll be getting 34. Now you can do the month. There were some guys who had put a lot of money. They were even getting $500,000 every Monday. They had put a lot of millions. So for me, putting some few hundreds, I had borrowed from my parents, my brothers, everyone. And I was borrowing to get that money there. I knew in 1 year, I'll be able now, I'll be very wealthy now.
And did you manage?
It didn't happen like that. You see, most of the time I was topping up. You get money, you top up, you top up. So at the end of the story, I didn't get anything. You are getting money, yes, but I never pocketed that money.
You're not getting profits.
Because you are getting money, you want to put it so that it come out more.
Oh my God.
And in 6 months, because we are sending that money to Uganda, there's a guy called Smart brought us. You can even Google there. It was called D9 Club. And you can say the heading was how Kenyan lost billions of money. So I'm one of them.
Wow. I want you to hold that thought because najua kuna watu wengi sana wenye mko kwa, you know, right now una encourage mwingine ya join hiyo pyramid scheme. Labda hata ujui ni at that time did you know it was a pyramid scheme?
I didn't know. I knew it was a very good deal.
All right. Is it a case of when the deal is too sweet? Is it a case of, you know, when you're looking for the next best thing to make some money? How do you end up from riches to rags? Robert MUTHEE is coming through to finish his story in the next hour. Right now we're getting to the top of the hour and I know Dennis is ako tayari kukuambia juu ya news, so do stick around for that. Alafu tutamalizia historia Robert in the next hour. Right now it's 9 a.m.
This is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
Vibes Radio. That's Vibes Cartel coming through with Pokemon Skianga. It's playing right here on Morning Vibes. 10 minutes past 9. Of course, in this hour tutakuwa tunaongea juu ya Youth Policy Dialogue Forum. Na leo tunataka kuongea juu ya energy, road, transport and infrastructure. And we'll be joined by Assistant Engineer Ken Ha.
Oh, nice.
And of course he's a Blissmark Service Limited. Anaitwa Collins Amai. Ule msewa ako wapi?
That should be a good conversation.
Goja hakuji peke yake. He's also coming with Margaret. I mean, he's arriving anamwalk na Margaret.
Better get that clear.
Anamwalk na Margaret Wambui, who is a renewable energy officer at Rebec and climate change activist. So watakuwa hapa kwa studio pamoja. Ebu ya nini kwa so watakuwa hapa kwa studio, tutakuwa tunaongea juu ya energy, roads, transport. So kama kuna maswali ama kuna kitu unataka kujua, kwa sababu we said us as the youth we must be a part of the conversation, otherwise tutakuwa the meal on the table.
Now unafaa kujua hiyo conversation is sponsored by NYC, UNDP, Ministry of Devolution, Ministry of ICT and of course CAPS hapo hivyo Kenya daima. Itakuwa fiti sana. Right now though, tuendelee ama tusiendelee?
Tuendelee. Bwana Robert, karibu sana into this hour of Morning Vibes. Before we took the break, tulikuwa introduce pyramid schemes. Now, I want us to take a look at this particular pyramid scheme. Inaitwa scheme, inaitwa D9.
D9, exactly. So the person who founded D9, according to what our brother just told us, nimefanya hapa research yangu, anaitwa man like Mr. Smart Protas Magara. owner of D9, Club D9, and according to what I'm reading up, any news piece ilifanyika in 2017, iliandikwa in one of the dailies huko Uganda, that at least 3 commercial banks have handed over $2 million to Uganda Registration Services and Services Bureau, which was recently appointed receiver of Club D9 of entrepreneurs charged with reimbursing the money the entity had solicited from people. Also, wameongeza hapo wakasema, this initiative, however, was later suspected to be a Ponzi scheme, and amid mounting fears that the proprietor could fleece contributions.
All right, so
Ponzi scheme.
In case you're wondering why we're talking about this particular Ponzi scheme, aka pyramid scheme venye tunaita hapa Kenya, ni kwa sababu Bwana Robert, who is here to share his story, my story, anasema from riches to rags. Now, before we took the break, ulikuwa ushatuambia venye ulikuwa sasa usha invest sana to a point you're not getting anything out of it. So at what point did you realize, okay, nimeburn?
Wakati nilijua nimeenda chini is when I started now borrowing. Actually I was borrowing my friends. Napiga tu simu naambia mtu, hey please saidie na 300,000. Because they knew me, walikuwa wananiuliza tuweke kwa account. They even knew my account. In some minutes nina pesa.
Reflect.
So wakati nilijua sasa mambo imekuwa bad is when I could not be able now to pay back. Now, in order to pay so that I don't offend the first person, I had to borrow the second person.
So let me get this straight, Robert. You were already doing pyramid scheming with your life.
Yes.
In terms of how you are borrowing.
Yes.
And then you're borrowing all this so that you can feed into a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Man.
That was hell.
Because I thought it was a deal, and I could say in 1 year I'll be better. And that is when I went down. When I gave my story last time, people were asking, how do you lose all that money?
Yeah.
What did you do? And you don't drink, you don't party. What happened? Now I've told them it is through pyramid scheme and bad deals.
Yeah.
Because at some points there are lands that are advertised on TV that you buy in 4 months you are going to get title.
Yeah.
I'd even bought, and I didn't get the title. I still have the certificate. I have the check, the receipt, plus the checks that I paid. Yet I didn't get the land. So what I was doing with money, I had good intention. To have my own land, to build my own house, but that did not materialize because there is somebody else out there who also wanted to con us, and most of us were conned.
Now, a lot of people, when they hear such a story, of course, or you find that you mentioned that a lot of people could be also wakona story kama hii, lakini wamesikia labda, you know, aibu kutokelezea.
Yes.
Kwa sababu mtu hata akikoniwa, and I've shared my story hapa nikikoniwa, you find that what empowers a con man or someone or a pyramid scheme is the silence. Why? Kwa sababu unapata mtu anasema, if I let people know how it went down, wataniona mimi kama mimi mjinga. Robert, did you feel any reservations on letting people, because I'm sure your family must have been asking, maybe your wife, anauliza ni nini inafanyika?
No, it was good. It was a good deal, and everybody were going for D9. Yeah, everybody knew it's a deal. If I'm getting something, they will get something. You see, and the more people you bring on board, if I actually recruit you and you join, instead of getting now 17 on Monday, I'll be getting 34. I'll be given a commission of 17 for bringing somebody on board. And that was what was happening.
Watu wote walikukujia, because we've seen you're not the first case when you umechukua mabishte wako unaambia, hey guys, there's something good happening here, come and make money.
I could tell them we are in a system. I don't own the system. This is somewhere we can make money, but we can also lose money. I was able to tell people when they were joining.
I saw those 213 people who sued bwana nani anaitwa nani tena jamaa.
You are D9.
The original guy from Brazil was called Danielo Santana. You can get that name.
Did you guys get your money? Was the suit successful?
No, nothing.
So how long were you broke for? Because clearly iliko put down.
You see, I told you, when you're going down, it's not a one-day event.
Exactly.
It's a process. You start not able to meet your bills. You borrow. You're not able to pay. You borrow somebody else. You start from your families, your relatives. Then you go to friends, to the banks, to everyone. I had cumulative debts of more than 100 people. and
Wow.
like 10 institutions.
Wait, you owed 100 people money?
Yes, you come. I had gone down to where I was even borrowing 2,000.
And you see that you tell
Give me
institutions.
2,000 LP.
100 people.
Yes.
It's a lot of people.
And even the latest one was I was borrowing for 500. You see?
Yeah.
And okay,
So how much are we talking about? How much did you owe these people?
Yeah.
Like total in terms.
it was over 4 million now in debt. Yeah.
And how much had you lost?
When I had lost, we are saying when you lose the small that you have, and I start borrowing, and I'm borrowing to invest into that bad pyramid schemes. The corrective, the cumulative was 4 million, and for me now to make even things worse, now the corona era came. Now I'm broke. The corona then have come.
Yeah.
You cannot even do videos. You cannot do photography because crowd were limited.
Yeah.
You're only going like 15 people of you. And things become worse. I became stressed, and possibly I became depressed. Most of the time I was in bed sleeping.
Oh man.
Sleeping. Outside where I sleep, there is a window, and outside there is a car wash near. And I could see a lot of cars coming there and guys washing. So even singing, and I told myself, now if I stay here, and these are cars, even if I can wash 2, now I'll have some money. I went there and asked the manager to give me a job. I want to wash those cars. And the manager, because at one time they had washed my cars, alikuwa ananiambia na Kikuyu, wewe tika wana. Mimi hapana, no. I actually want to wash. I need this job, and I started. I did that for 2 weeks. I didn't know that job is that difficult, because there are 2 ways of washing cars. You can wash inside and out, and others they only need outside. When you're washing outside, they pay 100 bob. The car wash owner take 60 bob for water.
Oh my goodness.
And because I was new, we were doing that 2 of us, so we could share 20 bob. 60 is for water. When you're doing the whole thing, water is 100. Now you share 50-50. So the first day, because I went there around 2 p.m., I was able to make 120. And I discovered now I've started now making money again. You see, initially, we all start from zero.
Yes,
true.
And if you climb that land of success and one day you find yourself back again, you should not panic.
Yeah.
That is where you started. I think the best thing to do is to start again. And that is where I started again.
Just
I
start.
started washing now vehicles. I started getting 100, 200, 300. And a good friend of mine, now the current Mheshimiwa of Thika, MCA, most of the time he bring his cars there to that car wash. And he asked me, now, what are you doing? If you get another job, are you able to do it? I said, yes. For how much? I said, for anything. Now he got me a job where I was getting good money.
Good money, yeah.
Yeah. And it was almost 20,000.
Yeah.
And to me, that was good money because it was enough for rent and something. Yeah. But because of my dreams and vision and where I had come from, I discovered that money is not enough. I just asked my question: the money I'm getting working for this company, if I would like to buy a calf worth 1 million, how long will I work in this company? And I
50
discovered
months.
I will work here for more than 100 years now.
50 months. If you're not touching that money,
Yes.
and there's no inflation.
Yes. I discovered I will work here forever. I never own anything. And I did that job for 1 year, 1 month, 15 days. And I quitted. I went back to the street. I saw an old friend of mine who was selling face mask. I told him, yeah, what are you doing? You're selling face masks? And he told me, yes, but my problem is guys I'm employing today, they don't come tomorrow. I told him, now employ me. And he told me, yeah, are you sure? Are you going to get, you take 400 per day? I said, yes. And he told me, come tomorrow. He told me to come tomorrow at 6.
You were there?
By 5:30 I was there waiting for him. When he came, the first day I made for him 10,000.
What? From selling masks?
Yes.
When you
That
look
time-
at you mask how much?
When I was handing 10,000, And he removed 400 and gave me, wow. I was very excited. I went straight to the supermarket. I bought some foods there, took home. The second day, the same. And it was even getting exciting because the second day he bought me lunch.
Yani you give him 10,000 and akupatia 400.
Yeah, you see, I could not complain because nimeuza mali yake. Maybe in stock. Zake profit maybe ziko kadhaa pale. Because tulikuwa kwa strict. The guy was frustrated by the administrations there, and he gave up. He went to Ruiru to do mass business. He actually the biggest distributor in Ruiru. Now I was left alone in Thika. I started now my own with less than 1,000. I go, I buy, I sell, I continue accumulating the mask until that is the business I've been doing for the last 2 years. It is a small business, but I can also tell you I've been able to clear more than 2 million with that small business.
Come on.
You should not give up.
Come
Watch
on.
it. Even right now, I'm still doing photography and video at the same time, because photography and video we do only on Saturdays, weekends. Saturday, sometimes on Sunday, Monday to Friday. That is also, I'm also doing mask. Corona issues have taught us you can do more than one thing.
Yeah.
Very true.
So as I'm waiting for videos and the photography occasion, I'm busy selling mask. Even when I come out of this place, straight going to sell mask.
Love it. And Kennedy Nekedi come through na tweet anasema very inspiring story. Large up to the gentleman in studio. Definitely inspired, and there's so many comments on Facebook. I'm just going to read as we finish the conversation. Though it hurts, but most important is never to give up. Try to live that life you are at that moment. Benson, what happened? I'm sure now you've heard the story. That's Raira, and it's very important that we share story yako, because a lot of people, for one reason or the other, life inakupiga a curveball na haujui venye kutoka hapo. In fact, if anything, unaanza kulive zile aspirations. Watu watanionaje? Walikuwa wananiona nikiendesha gari bigi, walikuwa wanajua hata huyu mtu mwenye naomba job nilikuwa nimememploy last time, and so they feel the embarrassment, the shame in our keep down, and maybe even just that strength to get up and go and do something. Hawana. And from hearing your story, I know every MVP amekuwa inspired. Tuanze now, gentlemen. Umesikia story?
Mimi manze Kenya amesema, naweza sema kwa life yangu pia mimi nimepitia the same thing.
Okay, ungoje time yako ya my story.
Azizi, like in terms of venye financially, like pia mimi nimego through a lot. So Kenya amesema mimi may feel
you can always start afresh.
Yeah, you can always start afresh.
And that's the moral. Kevin, you can always start afresh.
Yeah, you can always start afresh. That's the thing, man. That's the main thing.
Thank you so much, Robert, for coming through to Morning Vibes, and I know that all MVPs when you MSK story wamekuwa inspired sana. And kama unapitia hapo Thika town, how to buy mask na kupiga picha kwa studio gani?
Okay, through the story that I shared last time, there are two people that had heard that story, and they came to me and they wanted to confirm whether it is true. One is a medical doctor who had also gone down, and he was contemplating suicide. I shared the story, and today now he's recovering. The latest one is another guy who was doing multi-million business, buying land, subdividing and selling. He also came to me frustrated and even also contemplating suicide. I told him, no, you need to, if life is hard here in Kenya, you can try some other countries. I gave him some address.
Okay.
I was surprised 2 weeks ago. He called me and told me his flight is on at 8 p.m. Now he's working at Gatai.
Wow. And I know, Robert, the testimony won't end here. Ngoja usikie ma MVPs wakikwambia vinyo walisikia story yako, walikapao that duvet away, wakasema, you know what, I'm gonna try again. Thank you so much for coming through. That was Robert MUTHEE, and this happens every single Thursday. A day in my life, you can get to tell your story. So really umesema next week when unakuja wewe acha hizo zako.
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way, where you are the MVP. No negative vibes.